Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a chat about booster boxes. It's getting to the point now, we're ending up in a situation where we haven't actually been for a little bit of a while. Or at least it's crept up on us after happening before. Where booster boxes are starting to become a little bit of a pain to get hold of. We talked about Journey Together recently, and Journey Together booster boxes, you're looking at somewhere in the region of like £200 or like $250 for these Journey Together booster boxes on eBay because they're just sold out everywhere. And that got me thinking, well, where are we in terms of other sets? Because some sets right now are going to be a pain to get hold of, and some sets are going to be a little bit easier. So I thought I'd have a look over on the Pokémon Center. And if I have a look on the Pokémon Center in the UK, there are actually 3 sets that are pretty readily available. We've got ourselves Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, and Paradox Rift. They are Scarlet and Violet 4, Paradox Rift, 5, Temporal Forces, and 6, Twilight Masquerade. For reference, Journey Together is Scarlet and Violet 9. So we haven't got 7, 8, and 9 on here, but we do have 4, 5, and 6. Some booster boxes are available. That's lovely. But as always, we need to ask that question of, well, is it the same deal over in the US? And the answer is, no, it's actually not right now. For some reason, the images aren't displaying as I'm searching this, but, you know, just to let you know, they're all sold out. Weirdly, it showed me the Armarouge EX Premium Collection when I searched for a booster display box, but you can see there's some that we're totally expecting. Like, no one actually thinks Evolving Skies is going to be in stock right now. But you can see there that things like Temporal Forces are actually there and sold out. So it's not so good on the Pokémon Center in the US. It's a bit of a problem. But you may notice there are 2 sets I didn't mention a moment ago. When I looked at things over on the Pokémon Center UK, I never actually mentioned about Stella Crown, which is Scarlet and Violet 7, and I never mentioned about Surging Sparks, which is Scarlet and Violet 8. They are not in stock on the Pokémon Center in the UK. So it seems like essentially a line has been drawn. We got up to Twilight Masquerade and things were all right. And then post Twilight Masquerade, it's just like, nah, mate. You're not getting booster boxes after this. Now, it's a little bit weird because, of course, Twilight Masquerade does have that Greninja EX in, which right now, according to TCG Player, is like a $400 card. $390 as I record if we're going to be a bit pedantic. But the point is, Twilight Masquerade has got a big hit in. And generally speaking, if booster boxes are going to be selling out, the ones with big hits in are going to be the ones that have sold out. So Twilight Masquerade being quite readily available, at least in the UK, that does strike me as a little bit weird. Now, if I have a little bit of a search for Pokemon TCG Booster Box just generally in the UK, you have a look here and you see Temporal Forces, Paradox Rift, some Scarlet and Violet base, and actually a place called Titan Cards apparently has Stella Crown in stock. That's quite nice. Apparently Stella Crown in the UK is a little bit available. Although obviously we need to actually kind of click through and check here and make sure it's not a lie. And it's not a lie. They have got it. And they plant a tree when you purchase it as well. So Stella Crown in the UK, you're not buying it from the Pokémon Center, but that is a little bit more available. Which is honestly quite nice. What about Surging Sparks? Because that's like the one, obviously we're not really talking about Journey Together, not in a mean way, but we've done that video. We know Journey Together is going to be a little bit of a pain. So what about Surging Sparks? Is that available in the UK nice and easily? Nah, not really, I'm afraid. I'm not seeing that on random websites. I showed you it's out of stock on the Pokémon Center. That, unfortunately, that's a set which is a bit of an issue. And we can look at random websites like Chaos Cards, for instance. They've got it for retail. And yeah, it's just out of stock. It's just nowhere to be found right now. Which means that's a set we have to go over onto eBay for. And obviously, once we get to these sold out sets and we go and have a gander on eBay, things look less fun, frankly. Now, if we start off in the UK, in theory, like I've said, Stella Crown is out there a little bit, so it should be not ridiculous, one would hope. And for a full booster box, yeah, it's not ridiculous. There are a bunch readily available at around 135 to 140 bucks, which is a little bit below retail. Stella Crown is actually all right in the UK. Stella Crown as a set it's hanging on. Hanging on is not a ridiculous price because, like I say, it's available on some websites, so that's got to inevitably keep the price down a little bit. Although, interestingly, Stella Crown, not a huge set. Again, if we judge huge sets by the price of the singles, for instance, Stella Crown, it's in this weird kind of place where it's not phenomenal. Like, the biggest one we've got is a Terrapagos, which is like a $75 card. And then, like, the Bulbasaur and Squirtle illustration rares are like $60 cards. And then that's about it. So that's a reason why Stella Crown is able to keep the price a little bit lower for the time being. Because actually the singles prices for this set just aren't getting ridiculous. And that's helping to keep it down in the UK. In the US, however, it's not as easy to actually pick up booster boxes of Stella Crown. And that means that things are going to be a little bit more awkward. If we have a look over in the US, things are not quite so nice. For a booster box of Stella Crown, you're generally looking around the $200 mark. That's generally what we're looking at for booster boxes of Stella Crown, which is obviously a bit above retail. Not horrendous. They should be like $165 or something, but still not good by a long shot here. Absolutely not good by a long shot. And that was one of the more recent sets where things should be better. Because if we have a look at Surging Sparks, for instance, that's the one that you just can't get in the UK. Yeah, you're not finding that one at retail. You're generally paying about $190 for that. That's about roughly what you're spending here, which is not ideal. And also, can we get some rules about listing things on eBay? Why is this one person showing 2 booster boxes of Surging Sparks? We know it's only one. They know it's only one. They're just trying to trick people that aren't paying enough attention. I'm searching for booster box on eBay and I'm seeing all kinds of listings for things that aren't booster boxes. It's just getting annoying at this stage. Can we not? I mean, look at this listing. This listing's pretty egregious to me. This is a half booster box of Surging Sparks. They sell these. They're half a booster box. But you'll notice it doesn't say half booster box. It says booster box. And the main picture is a picture of the side of the box. Not the front of the box, where it would be far more obvious because it would be half the width it should be. And I know they've put 18 in brackets in the listing, but they haven't written 18 packs, and they've listed it as booster box, and they've put the main picture as a side of a box. We all know what they're doing. Can we all have some slightly better etiquette, please? And try just a little bit harder to not try and trick people? That would be lovely. If we head on over to US eBay for booster boxes, yeah, it's not good. It is not good. 240, 250 is about what we're looking at here. And again, one of those is from the UK, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend ordering from the UK if you're in the US. So 240 there. It's actually a pretty decent price. And then we got a half booster box for 117, which is actually listed as a half booster box. Although again, that one is from the UK. But my point here is, that's well above retail. That is fairly significantly above retail, and that's a little bit of a problem. So generally where we're looking at is the 4, 5, and 6 sets, your Temporal Forces, your Paradox Rift, your Twilight Masquerade, they are still kind of hanging around as not ridiculous. In the UK, Stella Crown is actually still hanging on. In the US, it is not. Surging Sparks is getting ridiculous no matter where you are, which is a little bit sad. And then, of course, like I've said, with Journey Together, I'm afraid we've gone fully through the rabbit hole with Journey Together. Journey Together is not great right now, but we know there is a reprint coming, and we know it's a main set, and we know that main sets do generally tend to get pretty good reprints eventually. So I still hold out hope things are going to get a lot better with that set. For now, I want to know what you think. Are you the kind of person that buys booster boxes? How has your experience been lately? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And of course get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Evan Parker, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.